Under the Feet of Jesus by Helena Maria Veramontes. Veramontes' novel presents the multiple forms of oppression experienced by migrant families, such as risks of illegal immigration, substandard housing and wages, exhausting unhealthy work conditions, especially pesticide exposure, child labor and children in the fields, and continual movement from farm to farm, the lack of access to medical and social services. Under the Feet of Jesus focuses on the migrant family of 14-year-old Estrella, her mother, Petra, her stepfather, Perfecto, and her first love, Alejo. The setting is during one summer harvest season and takes us inside the thoughts and voices of these four major characters. The book is set in a grape raisin farm in the Central Valley of California. The narrator makes clear the many challenges the family faces just to survive. It was always a question of work, and work depended on the harvest, the car running, their health, the conditions of the road, how long the money held out, and the weather, which meant they could depend on nothing. The novel presents two distinct yet related worlds: the Chicano migrant workers' world of physical struggle against oppression, in which the problem is survival. The point of view is largely from a young girl's perspective and her reflections of the world. Her understanding of her life and the people around her is the context in which she searches for identity. Under the Feet of Jesus is a story of Chicano culture, language, and experience. Within this cultural framework, critics have proposed a variety of elements as central to Chicano literature, including pride in a glorious indigenous past, the hardships of the day-to-day living, separation of Anglos and Chicanos, close-knit families, hard work, and high educational aspirations. The plot builds on the tension of the daily anguish and tragedies of the migrants who are forced to endure oppressive conditions simply to survive. There is not much interaction between the Chicano migrant world and the Anglo world. The novel takes us within the very small and limiting world of migrants, a world defined by near total physical and psychological isolation. However, their separation from Anglos is counterbalanced by their intimacy with their family and community. The families wash, eat, sleep, and work together. The characters understand the importance of education, despite their poverty and the reluctance of their teachers to teach them. On page 24, Estrella hated when things were kept from her. The teachers in the schools did the same, never giving her the information she wanted. Estrella would ask over and over, "So what is this?" and point to the diagonal line written in chalk on the blackboard. Another example on page 54. Alejo thinks of his grandmother working, ironing, babysitting, cleaning houses, cutting cucumbers with lemon, salt, and powdered chili to sell at the swap meets, or making tamarind and hibiscus juice to sell after Sunday Mass. She would do anything to allow her grandson to get schooling. Despite Estrella's U.S. citizenship, which ought to guarantee basic legal protections and formal rights, her mother, Petra, as a migrant farm worker, understands the racism and historical processes of racialization that underpin the social control of immigrant Latino labor in the fields. Petra tells her daughter Estrella regarding La Migra, or the immigration officers, on page 63. Don't run scared. You stay there and look them in the eye. Don't let them make you feel you did a crime for picking the vegetables they'll be eating for dinner. If they stop you, if they try to pull you into the green vans, you tell them the birth certificates are under the feet of Jesus. Just tell them, you are not an orphan. And she pointed a red finger to the earth.